Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think everyone is here. My name is Marla Steele, and I am the Park Superintendent for Connersville. And I just want to thank everyone for coming today. This is such a special occasion for so many people that have been involved in the making of this park. And I know it's been many years in the making, and here we are today, and we're so excited to be able to celebrate with all of you. And I'm just going to start off. I want to thank some people that made this possible. So to our committee members, Brayton Johns, Becky Marvel, Amy Hammonds, Carrie Pfeiffer, Sharon McQueen, Mayor Chad Frank, and Brad Wilson. We just want to take a moment to do a special thank you as well to Brad Wilson. He had a lot to do with this park and making this park possible. So we want to remember him in this time. We also want to say thank you to everyone that helped, had a part in the making of this park. Whitewater Valley REMC, they came and they dug holes for us so that we could plant trees. Shook Construction, they built the shelter. Paul Martin, he did all of the sidewalk construction, concrete work around here. And Mike Kuhn, he did all of the earthwork to prepare the park. Chase McCombs, he made our sign for 2nd Street Park. And Connersville Utilities and Street Department, they've done a lot of prep work for us as well. And all of my team, they had many hours here prepping this park, getting it ready to go. Rose City Nursery, they put on all the beautiful landscape that we have here today. Dr. Philip Green, he made this beautiful lending library over here. It is the neatest thing. So if you have not seen our library, please check that out. It is really cool. Act 3 Pottery, they made our little giveaways that we have today. The water was donated for our snacks today by FC and Bank. Refreshments today were funded by Reed Health, Purdue Extension Office, and the Fayette County Junior Leaders. And we want to say thank you to Missy Kavanaugh for our balloon decorations today. Next up, I'm going to invite Brayton John up to talk a little bit about the history of the park.
Thank you, Marla. Good afternoon, everyone. It's pretty amazing to see how many people have showed up. It's a very special day for all of us here, so thank you for being here. I'd like to recognize the group that Marla just mentioned, as well as all of our donors and partners who really made this possible. I'm going to be kind of referencing what is on the plaque on the sign over here, which is a history of the property, but please do read the full history on the plaque and look at all of the donors who really believe in our community and brought this project to reality. So the land that we're standing on has truly witnessed a full arc of Connersville's history. Originally purchased by Connersville's founder, John Connor, in the early 1800s, the area was once home to Native Americans who called the riverside home. By 1845, it bordered the Whitewater Canal, a symbol of our early transportation history. The canal gave way to the railroad era. By 1862, the Valley Railroad ran along the former canal towpath where the railroad is today. A railroad turntable was installed on this very spot in 1889 and upgraded in 1899, helping trains reverse direction. If you haven't already scanned the QR code on the yard signs, please do to see the original turntable in action. In 1974, the Whitewater Valley Railroad began its scenic excursions to Metamora, preserving our region's regional rail heritage. And in 1985, this land was deeded to the city of Connersville by the railroad alongside a generous donation of an adjacent lot from Twyla Murray. One of the driving forces behind redeveloping this green space into something meaningful was community leader at the time, James Robert Long. In 2022, the park was renamed as this project was really kicking off to honor Joel Dwayne Long, a devoted Fayette County native known for his kindness, generosity, and tireless community leadership, especially through his work with the Connorsville JCs. We're grateful to have many members of the Long family here with us today, and thank you for sharing Joel's legacy with all of us and for continuing to inspire our community through your presence and support. Thanks to Joel's vision and the generosity of donors and volunteers, we stand here today at a place that continues his legacy of service. Just also want to note the importance of collaboration and revitalization of our community and the downtown corridor. Personally, I moved back home in 2020 to begin law school, and like many others, I wasn't sure what the next chapter would look like. Not long after, I was invited by Becky Marvel to join the committee of community members who were dreaming big about what this space could become. I quickly realized I wasn't just joining a project, I was learning from leaders who truly believe in our community. Their creativity, collaboration, and willingness to think outside the box showed me what's possible when people come together for a shared purpose. This park is more than just a physical space. It's a living example of how bold ideas backed by teamwork can truly transform our community. When we take care of places like this, we take care of each other, and we shape a future that's proud of where it's been and where it's headed. I'd now like to read a message from Patrick Rittberger, whose team at Mezzo Solutions helped guide portions of this project and support us from the start. In my absence today, I want to send my gratitude and respect to all who made this day possible. I first got involved with this park while finishing up my practicum in public health with Purdue Extension in Fayette County. It started with a single unsettling sight, kids chasing sports balls into a busy street, a place where play met peril, and someone who paid attention. A few folks noticed, called Becky Marvel, and that small moment sparked a conversation. At first, we talked about a fence, something simple to keep the kids safe, but fences don't solve everything. They only mark the boundary of danger. What these kids needed wasn't just protection from the street, they needed something to run toward. And so the vision grew, from a fence to a new park, from merely keeping kids safe to giving them a place of joy, belonging, and opportunity. This park is more than a play space. It's a story of upstream prevention. It's what happens when community shifts its focus from questioning what's wrong with its youth to considering what challenges they truly face. It's about stopping the patchwork fixes and instead creating environments that nurture and uplift. I'm proud to have played a small part in the early days of that shift, and I'm deeply honored to see it evolve into something so beautiful, so necessary, and so full of life. Thank you for noticing, thank you for acting, and thank you for building something that will inspire generations. Sincerely, Patrick Rittberger. And with that, as noted, I would like to introduce someone who's been extremely instrumental in this journey, and that is Miss Becky Marvel from Purdue University Extension. She'll share more about the university's role in bringing this park project to life. Thank you.
I tell you, I love this, seeing the kids out here playing. I've had dreams for almost 9 years. Now, it was 9 years ago that Mac Tool Machine called the extension office and said, we got a problem. And I said, what is it? Well, some kid's going to get run over out there. And so part of public health, that's what we do. We look to find solutions. And so I reached out to my collaborators here, such as Fayette County Community Voices, Discover Connorsville, the Fayette County Foundation, the Parks Department. What can we do to make this a beautiful space for this neighborhood? And so we also want to thank the railroad station. So let's give them all a hand. How many of you rode down here? So if I talk too much, I'm going to cry, because this has been a long journey. 9 years is a long time. And I want to thank my friends and family, my community for chipping in and being there and giving support. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Micah Wilcox and Dr. Erin Thompson.
So I'll go first, and I'm going to be very, very short, which will be surprising to everyone that knows me. I wrote an article, it's coming out tomorrow, and it's talking about the but-for principle. I know it sounds kind of funny, but the but-for principle is all about but for this person or but for this organization, this would have never happened. And I think we've had a lot of experiences in our life where you can think of someone who catalyzed something, and without them, that something would have never happened. And for me, that person is Becky Marvel. And so I really appreciate her empathy, her patience, and I especially appreciate her tenacity. As she mentioned, they were a pilot site for our program, Enhancing the Value of Public Spaces, Creating Healthy Communities. It's a program that I helped lead with Blake Connolly, Lisa Graves, Kara Salazar, and Dan Walker back at Purdue University. And it's focused on active living and healthy eating. And we did a lot of different community forums and so on and so forth with Community Voices, Discover Connorsville. And a park like this and the Oasis and other things really came to be, or the dream of those things came to be back then. And Connorsville and Fayette County have done a lot of planning, and now was the time for Connorsville to do some doing. And yes, it took 9 years. It took a hell of a lot of patience. It took a hell of a lot of tenacity. But at the end of the day, here we are in a place that, quite frankly, was dangerous for many, many different reasons, and now it's filled with joy, and it's going to serve not only the immediate community, but it's going to serve the entire community as a whole. So I'm really, really excited. Congratulations to Connorsville. Congratulations to Fayette County. We're so excited for you.
Hello, everyone, and just again, speaking to the role that the university played in this. In the fall of 2019, Becky and the committee asked me. So I'm Aaron Thompson. I'm the director of the Center for Community and Environmental Design at Purdue University. I'm a landscape architecture professor, and they asked me to come down to Connorsville and help them out with this park. So I brought 17 students down. We met with community members. I see many of the same faces here in the crowd today. It's wonderful to see you all again. It's wonderful to actually see this design come together. What the students did in this process is what we do for many communities across the state of Indiana, is that they generated ideas, they brought creativity. I remember at the end of their process, as they brought all of these different ideas together, that we had all of these posters, these big giant posters. They were all over the extension office, all over the library at one point in time. And I said, take scissors, cut them up, take the good ideas, let's pull them together. We spent a few years bringing those ideas together, and I just told Becky as we were standing over here with the train in the background, it looks just like those renderings that we had in some of those early drawings. It's absolutely amazing to be here. This would not be possible, without the work that the community members have put into this process to make this happen. I will tell you this, since that time, I've now worked with more than 150 communities across the state of Indiana since this project, but Connorsville was the first. When I came home to the state of Indiana to join the faculty at Purdue University, this was the first community I got to work with. This is an amazing milestone. It's unbelievable. I will tell you that I am using Connorsville now as the example as I go around the state of what can happen when community members get involved and they see something like this. It's all about what we can do for the kids here in this neighborhood. Thank you all so much.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is our ribbon cutting, but first I'd like to invite Mayor Frank up if you'd like to say a few words. And then we would like to do a ribbon cutting here, and we would like to invite Joel Long's family to come and be a part of the ribbon cutting, the committee members, the Parks Department, and anyone else that would like to be a part of the ribbon cutting.
Thank you for coming out. Isn't it nice to see the kids back here playing? This is wonderful. Let's not forget, this park also landed Connorsville an AIM Placemaking Award. So this is a fantastic project. It's been a long time coming to get this day here. Josh Long and I went to school together. We grew up together. I remember calling him a couple years ago saying, Josh, we got a few problems. You're going to have to be very, very patient with us as we figure this out. And I want to give the whole team kudos because it took a lot of meetings, a lot of brain work, a lot of just talking to figure out how to finish this project. And they did a fantastic job. So thank you to everyone who helped get this done. So Marla, you're going to come do the ribbon cutting now. Then we have some light refreshments, correct? Thank you for coming out.
Great. Yay!